Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the classroom. It's Mr. Low, and today we're gonna finish up the last example for triangles. Okay, before we proceed to try out the textbook examples. All right, so we are at page 13 of your notes, example 11. All right, so let's dive right into it. Okay, so here we see in this diagram, right? There's like two triangles. Okay, a triangle ACD. Let me draw it out. Oh, red pen. Triangle ACD, as well as what's the other one? Triangle ABC. Yeah, this blue color one, right? Okay. So we have two triangles, that make up one big triangle. All right. So let's look at the question. In this diagram, BCD is a straight line. Okay, they tell you clearly that this is one straight line. Okay, right. And we have AD equals to AC. Let's take a look. AD equals to AC, right? They indeed mark out with this two lines over here. Now, when I see this triangle, what kind of triangle is this? ACD. Is there a name for it? All right, if you recall, it's called isosceles triangle, right? ACD is triangle ACD is an isosceles triangle because two of the sides here are the same as marked out by these two lines. Now, when I see this type of isosceles triangle or equilateral triangle even, I'm very happy because I know even more information about the triangles. Right? What else do I know besides these two sides being the same? Well, I also know another thing, which is that these two angles are the same. They are indeed the same angle, right? So I mark out with blue color, right? Now, what else do we know about this triangle? Well, we know that all angles in the triangle add up to what? 180 degrees, right? So I'm already given one of them 40 degrees, and I know that these two angles are the same. Can I calculate the other two? Yes, I can, and I'll probably need to calculate these two later on in one part of the question. All right. What else do we know? Okay, angle DAC is 40 degrees. As stated over here, angle DAC is 40. Actually, they mark it up for us already. Angle ABC is 46. They mark up for us already. All right, good. So that's all we know about this diagram over here. Okay, so let's check out the question. Calculate angle ADC. Let's take a look. Angle ADC. Indeed, we are interested in finding out what angle is this, right? And we know that, these two angles are the same. So exactly as I predicted, we need to calculate this. So let's get into it. All right. So, of course, all your reasons must be stated clearly. So don't forget. All right. So let's write down over here part A. Okay. So since we know that since triangle ACD is isosceles. Sorry. So since triangle ACD is isosceles, we know that angle ADC, this angle ADC equals to angle ACD. We know that angle ADC equals to angle ACD. Okay, now we also know another thing, which is that all the three angles add up to 180 degrees, as we discussed just now. Yeah. Okay, so immediately we can go in and find what's ADC already. We know that angle ADC plus angle ACD plus 40 degrees, the angle right at the top over here, 40 degrees, gives me 180 degrees, right? Okay, and we need to quote the reason immediately. What reason are we going to quote? I forgot how to name it. So let's check the previous example over here. Angle sum of triangle, right? So we're going to use this reason, angle sum of triangle. Okay, so let me scroll back down and we're going to write it here. Angle sum of triangle. So we have quoted the reason, right? Now, so we have ADC plus ACD, but we also know that, these two are the same angles from the previous part. So can I combine these two? Yes, I can combine these two. So 2 times angle ADC. right? Because we're interested in finding ADC, right? So 2 times angle ADC plus 40 degrees equals to 180 degrees. Okay. And we have done the algebra before. We're interested in finding out what is this thing. I see that there is a 40. So I'll shift this over. Plus 40 becomes minus 40. So 2 times of angle ADC equals to 180 degrees minus 180 degrees minus 40 degrees. That gives us 140 degrees. So 2 of ADC is 140. Immediately we know that ADC is 70 degrees. And we're done. Okay, quite simple. So here we're using the knowledge of isosceles triangle, and the fact that all the angles in the triangle add up to 180 degrees. We can find one of the two angles that are the same, which is we know that it's 70. Now, I have this habit, yeah. Once you find out the answer for ADC, immediately go back to the diagram and write it down. Fill it up in the diagram. So I have these two being 70 degrees and 70 degrees. Okay, and I can check, 70 plus 70 plus 40 is 180. Okay, so now I have this information. Well, we can go on to try to figure out something else. Okay, so for instance, we can figure out what angle is this, right? Without doing working, you know that the blue angle plus 70 degrees gives us 180. So the blue angle here is 110 degrees. You just draw it in the diagram. You never know whether you will need it later. Yeah. Okay. So what else can we figure out? Well, if you can't figure out anything at the top of your mind is okay. One thing I can spot over here that I can figure out is this angle. Yeah. How do I figure out this angle? Well, I can make use of this triangle here, right? Okay, so remember all the angles add up to 180. So I can find this green color angle here by subtracting. This angle is 180 minus 46 minus 110. Yeah, so this one should give me 70 minus 46. That is 24 degrees. Okay, so it's kind of like you do your own working by the side, just fill up all the things that you can figure out. You never know whether it will help you later. Yeah, so 70 minus 46, 24. So I'm just gonna write it down here, 24 degrees, and then I'm gonna erase my working by the side so as not to confuse myself. Okay, now so I have pretty much all the angles. I'm sure I can answer all the questions now, right? Without even looking at the questions itself. You can try this, right? Or if you're not um familiar or not comfortable with doing this on your own, it's fine. You just follow what the question requires. Next. Okay, next question, part B, they ask for BAC. Let's take a look. BAC is the angle that I just found out, this green color angle, right? So if once you manage to find out, of course, do not just quote the answer. Oh, BAC equals to 24 degrees, done. Because remember, we need to show the working, we need to show the reasons, right? So you have already looked through, if you have already saw how I calculate this green color angle by first figuring out the blue color angle. Then I use the triangle, ABC to help me to find the green angle, right? You can do so, right? You can use this method, or I can present to you another method, okay, that allows us to find this green angle. Can you pause the video while I challenge you to find another method to find out the green color angle, which is a BAC? Okay, have you figured out yet? All right, if not, I'm going to briefly tell you how I'm going to do it. I'm going to make use of this full triangle, the big one. How do I do that? Well, can you see that for the big triangle, I have this angle, I have this angle, and this big red angle together, right? All these three should also add up to 180 degrees. Am I right to say that, right? So once I know these two sides, I can immediately find out this big one. And the big one is nothing but 40 plus the unknown that we are interested in finding out. Right? So this is another method. So let's get into it, right? Let's get into it. Okay, let me erase this. Okay. All right. So let's use the big triangle method. Okay. Now, so how am I going to present my answer? All right. So for part B, okay, using triangle, the big one is called ABD. Using triangle ABD, okay, so I clearly tell the examiner that I'm looking at the big one. Okay. So I add up all the three angles in that big triangle, 46 plus 70. Okay, 46 degree plus 70 degrees plus the angle at the top. Remember, we didn't have the information of 24, so I don't know what is that. We're not supposed to know lah before we even do the question. So I will just label this angle, this big angle over here, the red color one, BAD. Right? So 40 plus 70 plus angle BAD, no pun intended, right? BAD, right? Yep, no pun intended, equals to 180. Right? So from here, we know that angle BAD equals to 180 minus 70 minus 46. What does it give us? Let me pull out my calculator real quick. 64 degrees. Alright, so we know that the angle BAD, the large angle there, is 64 degrees. Yeah, so immediately we can find our angle BAC. Right, so BAC, but angle BAD, looking at the diagram itself, is angle BAC plus, what's the small angle at the top? 40 degrees. Yeah, so this big angle here, red color, is our green color angle plus 40 degrees. Okay, so let's put it down here, plus 40 degrees. And remember, sorry, 40 degrees. And remember, we're interested in finding out this one, right? Okay, so BAD we know is 64. So angle BAC plus 40 degrees equals to 64 degrees. And we know the angle BAC now is yeah, 24 degrees. Okay, so this is a second method I'm showing you compared to the one I just doodled on the diagram just now. Okay, you can see that, you know, both should give the same answer. Yeah. Okay, so we are done for this part. Okay, last one. Okay, we are asked to find the reflex ABC. Oh, sorry, I forgot to quote the reason. Yeah, over here I need to quote a reason. And what reason is this? Here, this part. Right, again, we're using the knowledge that all the angles in a triangle add up to 180. So I will quote the same thing as above: angle sum of triangle. So angle sum of triangle. Okay, so don't forget to quote the reason. Right, it's a mistake that I made. Okay, now okay, now let's move on. All right, we are interested in finding out the reflex ABC. Okay, hang on. So what does reflex mean? Let's recap, right? Reflex means that any angle, let's call it X reflex, right, is bigger than 180 degrees, but not including, and smaller than 360 degrees, but not including, right? A super huge angle, right? Okay, so let's take a look. What exactly is angle ABC reflex? So we trace the letters A, B, C. So we're kind of looking at this part over here. Okay, and which one is the reflex? Okay, I'm gonna mark it out with a blue color pen. Okay, the reflex of angle ABC is actually this big one. This big one over here. Okay, so this is the reflex angle ABC. Okay, so this blue one is the one we're interested in, not the acute. No, acute ABC. Right? The acute ABC is 46 degree. So usually if the question did not specify reflex ABC, if the question just say angle ABC, we're actually talking about the acute one, yeah, the small one. Okay, so in this case, we know that we are interested in finding the big one. So let me just write below. Okay, part C, very quickly. This is one short step. The reflex of angle ABC plus, what's the small one? What's the acute one? The acute angle there is 46 degrees plus 46 degrees equals to what? One full circle, 360 degrees. And what's the reason here? Angles at a point. Okay, they add up to 360 degrees. Yeah. So when I use the knowledge that all angles add up to 360 at a point, I must immediately quote the reason. Yeah. So what is the reflex? Yeah, you can very quickly reflex angle ABC is 360 degree minus 46 degree, and that gives us 314 degrees. Am I right? Yep. Okay, so we're done. That's it. 314 degrees. That is the reflex. Okay, so for this question, I think it's quite simple. Okay, let's do a quick recap. For this example here, we are using the facts that let me erase everything. Yeah. Okay, at the start, we are looking at this isosceles triangle, and from there we know that these two angles are the same, which we found to be 70 degrees. Because all the angles add up to 180. Yeah. Then next we are tasked to find this angle over here, which I said there are two ways to go about doing it. Okay. If you forgot what is the first method, you can click, just rewind the video and take a look. Okay, so we managed to find this angle, and then lastly we are tasked to find this reflex. Okay, so the key here is you need to remember what does a reflex mean. Okay, so reflex angle ABC refers to the bigger angle. Yeah, so I think this example is quite easy, right? I hope you can handle this, right? So the task for you after this is to complete this homework over here. I've looked through all the questions. Sorry, I am not able to cancel anything because all these questions are quite important. You need to practice the skills involved in all these questions are important. All right, so just take your time to do this. Right. Think we will discuss when school reopens. Okay. All right. So that's it for this video. Okay. Take care, and I'll see you soon.